Right, let me just turn it up so I can hear properly. Right, okay, guys. First of all, the exec met this morning. The COVID. Guys, can you go on mute? Guys, can you go on mute? The exec met this morning. There's nothing much come out from them. Nothing has really changed. We had one person go through the drive-through test procedure a couple of days ago. I think it was on Monday. Got the test results and they were inconclusive, so he's having to go back through the test procedure. So we'll see how that works. The actual process, from the good observation that's been done, has been, was that it was easy. It was easy for you guys to book that appointment. Just a shame that the test was inconclusive, so that test is being redone. There's some more PPE, as in hand sanitizers, wipes, and everything else arrived into central stores. So Sam, if you just pick up again on that list that James, I think it's James Brotherton or Adam Cunnington sends out, there's plenty there in case we need it. Yep. And then I think the other things now that I just want to cover off is, first of all, the position. So we had a senior leader call yesterday with the whole of rail business. Mick holds that, and on that we obviously go through the finances for the whole of the business, etc. So overall, the whole of rail did really well this month. Oblique Stoneblower, as we knew, due to the lower the revenue was lower, but we have had a pretty tragic month with abatement around engineering. And what I have done in agreement with Steve Wright, so Steve Wright, if people don't know, is our finance business partner who reports into Ian Morgan, who's head of finance for the group. We brought forward some additional money that we had baked in for the later months where the shift count is kind of low, and we pulled that through. So instead of making nearly £100,000, that through, and Stoneblower actually now shows that we made a £25,000 margin contribution to the business. However, that's just me in a way in agreeing with the finance people. Is we've back-ended a problem for a little while to give us some breathing room, and hopefully we can make a new plan around the maintenance and with all the other bits, which I'll just quickly touch on in a minute with you guys, to be able to offset that later in the year. So around abatement and around maintenance, and I think I'm fair to say your goal, when you're out on site and you see the reports coming through from Steve Gear in the morning, and it says, partial abatement, and actually we don't feel it's our fault. So on Tuesday there is going to be a call, and please, whatever I discuss with you guys on this call and whatever information we feed back before I do release this, I desperately need you not to be talking to anybody on the routes or to Zach or to Brian when they come around probing as they do, because that makes it very difficult for me to have these arguments with Network Rail for the benefit of the contract, but also to make sure that we are operating on a clean and open playing field. So well, I don't care what Zach and Brian are or something, then great. But if it's actually about anything to do with the performance, what we're doing, arguments we're having with Network Rail, etc., please don't pass anything back, because what I am trying to do with these calls is make sure that you, as part of this team and as actually the pinnacle people of this team, the people that deliver, informed of how we're doing and what we're doing. So again, on the abatement then, myself, Howard, Ethan will be challenging back on Tuesday around a certain amount of abatement that has taken place over the last 2 weeks. we as a team feel, and we had a meeting with them around dust and some of the coal dust that was blown up from the track bed and other issues, that actually we shouldn't be abated. And I think we've got a pretty good argument. So we're having a team meeting on Monday, a strategy meeting of who we're bringing into that abatement call, where, you know, who from engineering, who from ops, so we can manage as possible back to Network Rail. So we'll see how that goes. In between that, there has been a significant amount of work. So I've got to thank the engineering team and the commercial team who've assisted me putting together an argument around obsolescence and an argument around non-maintained, non-serviceable parts, and also an argument around, while we're waiting for an upgrade, I think I might have the terminology wrong, but for example, the sanders that are being upgraded for the winter, if that was an issue in the summer, for example, and we were continuing to deliver shifts and we were continually being abated while we were waiting for that fix or the retrofit to be done, then I've got an argument now around, or we're formulating finalising the argument around the abatement that sits with that. So all in all, there is a four-pronged attack, because I don't feel, as a contract, it's fair on the engineering team or fair on the operations teams that are out there to be on an unlevel playing field. Now, am I going to win that argument with the people that I talk to at my level? Possibly not. Chloe is going to be on the call with me because we both speak to the people at the same level. So we're trying to mount that as a two-pronged attack. We're not letting commercial deal with it. We are going to deal with it as us first. Then if we need to call in Andrew Latham, we will do as the second hitter. And then if it doesn't go the way that we require it to, then we need to be speaking to people higher and above. The reason is, guys, non-serviceable, non-maintained parts has cost us in the last year £330,000, and obsolescent parts, where we can continue to be abated, has cost us over the last 2 years about 198,000. So you're looking at significant numbers when we've still got 2 years plus left on this current contract. So that's my intentions of what I'm doing next week, and I will feed back to you how those arguments go well, it won't be next Friday because it's bank holiday, but Howard and the team this morning agreed that once we've had the abatement call on Tuesday, that we think it right that you guys are notified of how that went. So I think the process for that we'll send an email out to the team leaders, and for the team leaders to be able to update you guys. Again, what I need you to do as well is follow the process for stone and for reporting of dust on shift. The more information that you can give us around photographs, videos, etc., the easier that makes our job when we're tackling Network Rail. And Graham Mann is obviously dealing with the aggregates team as well. And, you know, we are not sure whether all of it is dust from the stone. And I think a lot of it is being thrown up by the track bed, the way that it's been explained to me, bearing in mind I've never been in rail before. So I think we've got some great arguments to go with. So overall, it has been a challenging month last month. Hopefully this month will be better, will be easier. The UK government is obviously releasing their plan around easing the lockdown, but it was based yesterday, very much reiterated to us on the SLT call that this is sort of the new normal. When we get back into the offices as a team to be able to conduct face-to-face shops and safety meetings, you know, I'm desperate to get on my PTS course so I can come around and then get out on the machines with you guys and understand what it is on a daily basis you are facing. But also I want to be able to pull some of you guys in and get in on the working group that we've spoken about around the changes that we need to make this contract more sustainable, but make it the best it can be. So when we rebid, it is fit for purpose moving forward, and we retain that contract. So that's the update that I've got for this evening. Again, I must reiterate, please don't speak to the routes about abatement, changes in contract, changes in personnel, or Brian or Zach, because they will try and get that information out of you. The only people that really should be talking to the client is Howard, Ethan, the commercial side, and myself. Finance don't really talk to them. It's all the commercial. And if you can do that for us, then literally that helps me win the arguments, because nothing is getting passed back or misconstrued or Chinese whispers, etc. So again, now I'm going to open up for any questions that I need to take back, or that I'll try and answer now. So is there anything that that anybody's got that needs to be addressed?
Andy, it's Rich. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, mate.
Just one for you and the guys. So today I had my routine catch up, if you like, with the Eastern, I think it was, routes people, and Mark Palmer was on the call as well. And obviously we were going through the issues that they're having at the minute with our machines. With the transducer errors, and I brought up the RCA and shared the screen, and obviously the root cause to that one was the coal dust. It was really nice to be able to show them that picture of the transducer covered in stone dust off their area, if you like. I could see on the shock on their faces that, you know, it wasn't down to our machine, or it wasn't, you know, our machine's fault. So it was really good to grasp them. And the other thing is as well, I get the impression that they don't get this type of feedback, you know, when it's not our fault. I don't feel that they get this information like we would like them to get the information. So I've had a few chats with Esme in the past, and we've also said, you know, with Zach as well, we'll discuss the RCAs. So that'll be like another conduit, if you like, to feed into the routes what's going on as well. So that'll do us the world of good, I think, for you know, getting the right message across. So yeah.
No, I mean, spot on, Rich. I mean, for everybody on the call, you know, a video and a picture does paint those 1,000 words. It's, you know, it's empirical evidence that nobody can refute and push back against. And I think, you know, to your point, Rich, a lot of the reasons why the routes probably don't know is because of the way that the contract is written, which is if there is a failure, it's down to maintenance, you get abated, that's it. That's what they tell the routes, you know, that Balfour Beatty's failed in their maintenance of a machine, possibly. I don't know. Yeah. I'm just surmising. However, you know, as we've discussed this week, if we are in charge of a part that is maintained on a regular basis and it fails, and it's not an obsolete part and it's a part that's easily got hold of, then great. You know, we have to take that abatement because we might have done something wrong. However, if a drive motor goes, as I've said, it's an unmaintained, non-service part, it's probably been on there 10 years, and then all of a sudden it goes. That's not our part. It's not in our gift to repair. So what I'm trying to get, or what I'm trying to explain to everybody who's on this call who will listen to it later is, I understand you get down, and I understand you get really pissed off with being blamed for poor maintenance or poor operations, or the machine hasn't performed the way it should have done. But we are now starting to challenge back, because this is not a reflection on you guys who actually go out there, do an hard day's graft, and actually take pride in what you're doing. And I can see that hands down, and everybody tells me that hands down as well. So I'm going to take this fight to Network Rail as hard as I can, and then if I don't win it, well, then somebody above me with a bit more weight and a bit more power behind them needs to do that and get us where we need to be, so we are on that level playing field. So no good. So again, guys, videos, photos of anything like that is essential. And again, when you're taking delivery of the stone, if there isn't a stone bin there, and they've ordered the stone there, and you guys have taken delivery and it looks good, then, you know, you need to take a photo of where they're going to dump it first, so we can see where they are laying it. and then obviously, you know, you sign for it, but it gets reported back to Graham Mann that it's not in an actual stone bin, and there you go. I mean, we do need to clean our stone bins, so there'll be a programme coming out for that, which was mentioned by Zach on the call the other day, so we'll pick that back up. But overall, guys, it's not, you know, some of it is own goals for us, you know, admittedly we're not going to get everything right, but most of this is not within your gift, I believe, at this time. So let's see how we get on. Anybody else got anything else? No? Right, guys, look, I wish you a safe weekend. If you're working, if you're not and you're resting, fantastic. I know it's probably getting boring now on lockdown, 6 weeks in. But look, again, I thank you for everything that you're doing, even though, you know, it just seems that the last month was totally against us. As Howard's email said, let's just pick ourselves up, dust ourselves down, chins up, look forward, and let's tackle this month head on. All right, guys, and I will speak to you. I won't be on the call on Monday because I've got to take everybody, you know, the management team's got to take 3 days leave. So I'm taking each Monday in May off. So Howard will lead the call on Monday, and I will speak to you guys at some point in the week anyway. All right, thanks very much. Take care.
Cheers.